everybody! So today I'm doing my review for Day of the Moon. Sorry it took longer than usual. I've been super busy this week. And yeah, and I'm not going to be able to watch the episode tonight, which makes me really sad. But I recorded it, so it's all good. Yeah, so here's my review. This is mostly more of the plot thing that I wrote on my blog with tiny interjections. But I'm obviously, once again, going to go into more details. I watched it twice, but I only wrote one review because the first time I wrote it, my internet crashed and then restarted, and then my review went bye-bye. Yeah, so I just wrote one review after watching it twice with my friend. Oh, by the way, if I'm looking downwards, my computer's down here with my blog review. At the beginning of the episode, it's 3 months after the previous episode's ending. Amy, River, and Rory are running from the FBI, although I'm still not sure why. The Doctor is also being held at Area 51, and they are building him a perfect prison. Canton kills Amy and Rory, and we find out that Amy and Rory have been marking tally marks all over their bodies, which I think is ingenious. We then see River have an encounter with the Silence, and she adds tally marks on her arm, and has been confirmed that they are the Silence. Not sure where this person has stated that it wasn't Silence got their information from, but whatever. Canton and the FBI corner her, and she falls off the 50-story building. Canton brings the bodies of Amy and Rory to the Doctor's prison, which is now completely built out of like this brick stuff that can't be penetrated. They get in the prison and close the door, and Amy and Rory get out of the body bags. They're still alive. Turns out it was all a setup. Didn't actually happen, which was really interesting. At first I was just like, what's going on? And I was like, ah! And the Doctor undoes his restraints. He's like a straitjacket on, and the TARDIS is invisible and it's inside the prison. So they escape from the prison in time for my favorite line. What about Dr. Song? She dove off the rooftop. Don't worry, she does that. Hilarious. They park TARDIS on the side of the building, and she lands in the pool. The Doctor implants recording devices into their hands, so if they have an encounter with the Silence, they can record what they see. And it blinks, so you know that you left a message for yourself. Canton and Amy investigate an orphanage where the owner seems to have lost his mind. Probably because of the Silence. He keeps saying the orphans were closed in 1967 and all the children are asleep. But there are no children, and it's 1969. Amy goes into a room. Her hand starts flashing, and that's a signal that she's recorded something. I like how sometimes we can't see the Silence either, because it makes you feel like you're actually there. It's kind of like how in the Angels episodes where when the character isn't looking at them, they still don't move because we can see them. And there's a whole lot of silence in the orphanage. But Amy forgets because the door creaks open and then she leaves. She sees a woman looking through a porthole, and like she wasn't really there. She was like she wasn't real, but I don't get why that part was even included. Anyways, so she goes into the room and she no longer sees the porthole. She realizes she entered the child's room, the child in the astronaut suit, and she sees all these pictures on the bedstand, and she finds one of herself and the child as a baby, and I'm still trying to decide if it's her child or not, because it obviously can't be hers and Rory's, and I'll tell you why later if you haven't seen the episode yet. And I definitely don't think that it's her and the Doctor's, because why would she cheat on Rory? Although you never know. It would make sense, but like in actuality, it could be the Dr. River's child, which makes the most sense to me, but you never know. And maybe Amy acts as an aunt or a godmother or a babysitter or something like that. And the little girl comes into the room, still wearing the astronaut suit, and Amy tries to talk to her, but the Silence shows up and takes Amy away. River and Rory take TARDIS to get Nixon, while the Doctor installs something into Apollo 11. He gets caught and is being questioned, And he tells them he's a top secret mission for the president, but they don't believe him. And then Nixon and River and Rory come, and Nixon tells them to release the doctor, and they do. And this is a really funny part, like, Rory's playing with, like, one of the little models of, like, something, and it breaks, and he's just, like, trying to put it back on. And my friend April, she was like, oh, he's so British. It was funny. One of those funny Rory moments. They all travel to the orphanage and discover that Amy has been taken. However, her recorder was left behind because they can hear what she's saying at that very moment. So it's not a recording of her voice, it's like what she's actually saying. I'm not sure how that works, but that's what happened. Canton shoots one of the Silents, and the doctor takes it to the TARDIS, and they go back to Area 51. Nixon tells people there that the doctor's innocent, of what I still have no idea, and they treat the Silent. Canton records the Silent saying that we should kill them all on sight. And it was funny, he's like, I just caught this on video phone. Whatever a video phone is. They go back to the warehouse in Florida to examine the spacesuit. It seems to be an exoskeleton of some sort, and the girl was somehow able to break free, which shows that she's abnormally strong. Rory is listening to the recording device, and Amy seems to say, Doctor, save me, please, and stuff like that. He hears her say, I love you, and then her life changed and he fell out of the sky. So that kind of makes you think that she's in love with the Doctor. But the Doctor's able to pinpoint to where Amy's being held, and he discovers the homemade TARDIS. He explains that he's not going to let them keep living on Earth. And then the Doctor and River flirt a bit, and it's kind of cute, but totally not the right time for it. I agree with Amy. He shows them the footage that is live on the moon, and he then activates whatever he installed into Apollo 11, and a clip of the Silent appears on the screen of it saying, you should kill us all on sight. Now, every human being will be killing the Silents every day, but they won't remember. The Doctor and River kill all the Silents, and the Doctor sets Amy free, while Roy helps her back into the TARDIS. Another one of my favorite lines said by Roy and River. What kind of doctor are you? Archaeology! Shoots a Silent. It was very funny. The Doctor takes River back to Stormcage, and she once again tells him that he's going to find out who she is really soon. He's about to leave. River calls him back because he's forgotten something. She kisses him, and the Doctor seems to enjoy it at first, but then he gets all awkward and his arms are flailing everywhere. And River learns that this is the first time for him that she's kissed him, and realizes that it's her last because they're traveling in opposite directions. So sad. I thought it was very sad, and I felt very sorry for River. Now on to the epic ending. We see the child talking to this man, and she explains to him that she's dying, but she can fix it, and she regenerates. Theory time! Number 1. She's the Doctor and River's child that has somehow traveled back to the past and was cared for by Amy in some way. Number 2, she's Amy and the Doctor's child. Unlikely, but you never know, because it would still make sense if that were to happen. 3, Amy is some kind of virgin mother, except she's probably not a virgin, and the Silence has somehow made her pregnant with a Time Lord-like child. And they did say that Amy would bring on the Silence, so that seems likely as well. Oh, by the way, at the end we find out that fell out of the sky is an expression, and she was actually talking about Rory, but I'm not sure how they fixed that one. And number 4, it's Amy and Rory's child, but has somehow been tampered with by the Silence, or have been affected by time travel somehow. There are a lot of other theories, but only these ones to me make sense. But of course, I want it to be the Doctor and River's child, because I love this pairing, but, you know, anything can happen. And a lot of people think the child could be Jenny. But I'd like to remind people that you have to remember that Jenny was created as a teenager. This can't be her in the past because she doesn't have a past. And there are a lot of other ones, but I don't like those because they make no sense. So I'm not even going to mention them. So I'll see you next week, or, well, it'll still be next week, so I'm not going to review it right away, even though it comes out today. My review of The Curse of the Black Spot. So, yes. Bye. So, it's all good. Oh, and by the way, this time I only watched it once. Well, no, I watched it twice. Just kidding. Out the window. Bye. At the beginning of the episode, it's 3 months. And yeah, just explain that. Alright, here we go. So, cool. Okay. The beginning of the video, video, like what do they do? Yay. I'm doing a video! Gosh. Undoes that. Anyways. Yeah. And it's kind of like, yeah. There was a whole lot of silence. Oh, I don't understand why she was there. But she realizes she entered the child's room. Yeah, pretty much. Like the one from the lodger. This is really important for me because I feel like I should be high on the list right now. Yes, you should. Funny. And it's like, ah. She kisses him. Oh, I just said that. How would you feel if that happened to you? I have many for this one incident. This is my favorite theory, obviously. Was bringing... Oh, by the way, forgot to mention this. I don't know. Whatever.